All right, great pleasure. We are now joined by U.S. Interior Secretary, Mr. Doug Burgum. Mr. Secretary, thank you. One thing I want to ask you about, Vietnam and Australia have together 27 million metric tons worth of rare earths. Can we tap into that? Will that help us while we're rebuilding our own stock, sir? Is that part of the deal from the president's Southeast Asia trip?
Well, absolutely. And it was just a week ago Monday at the White House when President Trump and the Prime Minister of Australia signed the first of a framework deal to create a club of nations that could trade rare earth minerals and do processing amongst each other. Everybody was invited to that club except China. By the time President Trump had the meeting yesterday, we had Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Thailand, Australia all signed up, and other countries lined up to join that club. I think this is part of the reason why we saw yesterday, one of the big achievements yesterday was China holding off for a year, putting a delay for a year on implementing their export controls on rare earth minerals. So that was one of the many big wins that President Trump scored yesterday, but part of that was the quick action of President Trump over the last 2 weeks to ensure that China knew that we would have the ability through a club of nations to take care of all of our known critical mineral, rare earth mineral needs.
Secretary, can you give us an update? Look, the Chinese rare earth blackmail has to stop. We all know that. And it sounds like at least you bought a year, and that's a good thing. Now, can you quickly give us an update, Secretary, on where we are at home domestically for the rare earths?
Well, there's a number of things happening across many fronts, but President Trump, you heard the words drill, baby, drill. You've heard him also say, we got to mine, baby, mine. We've got to get back in the mining business in America. We have plenty of these minerals here in America. We just have to stop blocking every mining project. President Trump, 2 weeks ago, signing the historic opening up of the Ambler region in Alaska by announcing through the stroke of a pen that we're going to be building a 211-mile road that gets to one of the richest mineral districts in America. But also, new strategy, federal government, we're participating through the Department of War and making equity investments in companies in the United States, whether it's Mountain Pass, MP Materials, Trilogy, all these deals that are being announced. We're breathing life back into the mining and minerals business in America by saying that the federal government is going to be your partner. China had killed our mining and metals business because every time someone came close to having enough revenue and profits to access the capital markets, they would flood the market with processed materials below production costs, put American companies out of business. So one of the ways that we're getting back in business is the federal government, Department of War, taking offtake agreements, agreeing that we're going to build the stockpiles here, but we're going to create the mechanism. And by making those few investments, less than 20% ownership in those companies, the market cap of all these mining companies has gone up. They're all getting access to capital. We've rejuvenated an entire industry, again, all thanks to President Trump and his bold moves.
Look, I'm not a big fan of government owning these companies, but in this case, I think you're right. It's exactly the right thing to do. So, Doug, how long will it take before we start pumping out new rare earths from those facilities?
Well, the mining can come quickly, but we've got to also build the processing equipment, and China also has had a lock on the processing. That's why we're going to need partners, friends like Australia and others that have stayed in these businesses. But we've got to bring that back. We've got to onshore this business. It's got to come back to America. And we have to reestablish a mining culture in America. Last year, we graduated 36,000 lawyers in America last year, Larry. 300 graduates in mining and metallurgical degrees. So we're going to get this country back doing what we do well.
How long, Secretary? Just give us a guesstimate. Give us hope. Give us some hope.
Well, I got to say, I think I'd like to say some of the folks we're talking to are saying it's going to take 2 years. We got to be shorter than that. China's given us an extension for the year, but we got to keep the gas pedal to the floor on this thing. And as a country, we cannot ever let ourselves ever again be put in a situation where the supply chain for what we need for telephones, for cars, for aircraft, for military equipment, we cannot be in a position where someone else can turn off the supply on our country.
And Secretary, I've just got 30 seconds. You're going to sell some oil to China, really? 30 seconds. Really?
Well, they're the largest importer of coal, oil, and gas in the world. They're in the most energy-dependent country. Alaska's right around the corner. We're going to have so much LNG pouring out of Alaska. China made a commitment back in 2017 that they wanted to buy Alaskan LNG. President Trump wants to try to revive that.
All right. I got it. Good luck on it. Anyway, thank you. Interior Secretary, Mr. Doug Burgum. Thank you ever so much. All right, folks, coming up, former special counsel Jack Smith is a criminal. You can't believe, day after day, the news trickling out about what he did and eavesdropping and taking on the entire Republican Party. We got Congressman Byron Daniels and National Review's Rich Lowry when Kudlow returns. And remember, you can catch us, Kudlow, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m., right here every day on Fabulous Fox Biz. And for